I can't even tell if it's a beer.
Horchata.
You said whore?
Horchata. Very sexy.
I like that. I like
Very
that.
sexy and saucy. This extra special. Horchata.
Horchata.
It's decadent in its own way.
Stop squeaks. Protect squeaks. Loosens squeaks.
Mashed.
Horchata. Hi everyone.
I'm Janet.
I'm Jason.
We're
Gumbo Mud. We're here.
For dark beer.
And what do we have today?
We have... Oh shit.
This is not what we have, WD-40. That's what you told me.
We have...
Stop squeaks. Protect squeaks. Loosens squeaks. What do we got?
We have the next best thing to WD-40. We have
10W-40.
Horchata 10W-40.
You said whore? Horchata.
Which I don't, I have seen that container at the grocery, but
yeah.
I never knew really what it was. So,
and what is it?
Upon my research, thank you Google and Siri, it is a non-dairy like milk alternative, like plant-based. Right.
Really? I wonder what plants are made of. what
the good plants.
The whore plants. Horchata.
The whore.
You said it's Mexican?
Well, horchata sounds Mexican.
Horchata.
And I did get the pronunciation also on
what did that sound like?
Horchata. Very sexy.
I like that.
Very sexy and saucy.
And roll your tongue. Horchata.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, this will be interesting. We never had one with horchata, so.
Never.
Right?
I've seen a ton of these variations on Instagram. I sent one to...
The 10W-40?
I sent a 10W-40 to my girlfriend on Instagram as a Christmas Secret Santa exchange, but it had cherries in it.
Did it? And they're all made by Highwire?
Yes.
Brewing? Okay.
So they are based in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they've got...
around Asheville. Biltmore, all that area.
Yeah, right.
Which Asheville has a lot of cool breweries. Like it's the cool place from what I understand. And in the mountains there in North Carolina, it's like one of the really cool up and coming places. It's like Bend, Oregon, or Mammoth, California. Yeah, it's really cool. So and they have a ton of breweries from what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got their main location. I guess they call it like the Big Top, and I saw. They showed pictures and they had a chandelier that kind of looked like the Big Top, like awning draping, which I loved because I did a circus birthday for my kids. So I noticed that and appreciated that.
Yeah.
And then their other locations are...
Yeah, they have quite a few. They have quite a few there in North Carolina. They obviously have the one, it's by the Biltmore, it's called the Big Top. And then they have the South Slope, which is in downtown Asheville, which is really cool. They have a Durham, North Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina. So those are all in North Carolina. And then they have one in Knoxville, Tennessee, and then one coming soon to Louisville, Kentucky. So this should be good if they're opening that many breweries. They have that many. That's a lot.
That's great.
Yeah.
And this brewery, I did see. You could. Their website was another great website. I used to code, so I love websites that are informative and user friendly and serving their purpose. Tons of information. They gave their tap list at every location. Tons of variation for every type of beer lover.
Yeah.
Like you want IPAs, sours, stouts, porters. Like they had the works. So
it looks like they opened in 2015, which we're just in 2021. So 5 years to open that many. They have a good model, a good business model.
Definitely.
It seems like, and obviously brew good beer. You would think for them to be this successful and open this many breweries, right?
Well, yeah.
So what about this beer? What do we got? What's the What's the flavors
It is.
besides horchata?
Okay. Inspired by super sweet and creamy Mexican style horchata. This extra special. Got that, folks? Get your special batch of 10W-40 Imperial Stout. It has huge notes of vanilla, amaretto, cinnamon, an incredibly smooth and chocolatey finish.
Do you like amaretto?
I kind of like the flavoring of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of all the liqueurs, amaretto I actually like.
Right.
Especially, a lot of people cook with it.
Oh, really?
Yes, a lot of people cook with amaretto. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not heard of that, but I do enjoy the flavoring of it.
Yeah.
You know, in like obviously, what are they called? Mixed drinks.
Mixed drinks, yeah.
I'm just gonna say
Everything
hard
sounds
words.
good besides the cinnamon, which we've had good cinnamon, and we only had one or two good cinnamons, and we had some bad cinnamons. But amaretto, I love. I think amaretto would be good in a beer. So I'm hoping this is good. So, and chocolatey finish.
I know.
Gotta love that, right?
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
So
All good to go?
I'm ready.
Yeah, that's right. 8%. So right there where we love.
Imperial Stout.
8% Imperial Stout, exactly. So for our everyday beer, we love the 8% range, and we love Imperial Stout. So we're Imperial Porters.
That's a good number.
Yeah, so a lot of variations of this beer, like you said. I think I've seen quite a few variations of it too.
I feel like I've seen at least 3 or 4. I could be off. It might be more.
Yeah.
3, but there was definitely the one that I purchased for my Secret Santa friend on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that had cherry, which, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that would be.
Taste it, yeah.
And then I believe I saw maybe one other variation of this one. So,
Yeah.
poured beautifully.
So appearance, what do you think, man?
It looks
Wow.
amazing. It looks thick. The head looks
Look at mine.
super stacked, like styrofoam-ish.
Thick.
Tons of carbonation.
Creamy.
Yep.
It's amazing that we do. We have over 100 reviews of just dark beer, and they always look different. Isn't that amazing?
They do.
It always looks like that. Like you said, that looks like styrofoam or something.
It does.
It looks so creamy and
It
thick.
does.
Look at that.
Yeah. I have not even been rolling our glass
Yeah.
to really take it in, but you're right.
And for an 8%, it poured almost like a 10, huh? It was pretty dark.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. So what do you give appearance?
I think it looks super, super promising. Almost greater than an 8% on the pour.
The lacing, look, it's just mine's just
It almost
not moving.
It almost looks in like 9-ish, 10.
That's what I was saying. 10.
Range. So super impressed. I'm going to start with a 5.
Yeah, I started with a 5 too. This
You
looks
did.
like an amazing beer. To watch you pour it, it looked like a 10 when you poured it. And then the head is just beautiful. It's thick, great bubbles, carbonation. They're separated. They're not all tight and all together. And the lacing, my lacing is not moving.
I know.
And even yours,
Porter's
so
a little nicer
a little
than mine,
nicer,
but
yeah.
still.
Yeah,
like,
it looks amazing.
I didn't pour
Looks
mine
amazing.
great, and it's still hanging on.
Looks beautiful. And a light mocha, like mocha head. So
Nice.
what about aroma?
Please come through
Yeah.
with all that goodness.
God, mine looks so thick and creamy. It's crazy. I love the carbonation too. The bubbles are separated, but different sizes. Like it looks really good.
All right, so I get some booziness on the smell,
Do you?
which usually you don't get to the taste, but
Right.
I smell booze. A vague sweetness. Maybe a touch of vanilla. I don't get any cinnamon. I really don't get chocolate. It's just a vague sweetness. And that's really it.
Yeah.
Not super into the aroma. It's not bad, but it's all just kind of general and vague. So I'm going to go with a 4.
Wow. A 4 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give it a 2. It doesn't smell like anything. It's just, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I smell and there's nothing. There's no aroma.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even tell if it's a beer. I can't. Like, there's no aroma. It's crazy to me. Like there's hardly anything. So I have to go below average because it looks so good. And from the description, you would expect a lot of aroma. And I get nothing. I get no aroma. It's like I'm trying to pull aroma out of it.
I know.
That's crazy.
I am too, but it's still, it's not, I guess, how I arrived at
It's
a 4.
not bad.
It's not bad.
No.
There's nothing funky.
Yeah.
It's pleasant.
Right.
It does smell sweet.
Yeah.
And I definitely get vanilla.
I would have gave it an average if it had something, but I get nothing.
Yeah.
I literally get nothing. Now, it doesn't smell bad. It's clean. There's just nothing. There's nothing to it. And I want some aroma, so I give it a 2. So, all right, taste.
All right,
Let's see if it comes through in the taste. Hopefully, it will, because you would expect a lot more aroma from such a, descriptive beer of everything they have in it. There's a lot in there. I mean, geez. Vanilla, almond, cinnamon, lactose, chocolate. It's like, and then horchata. Like you expect some aroma. So what do you get?
It's good for sure.
Okay.
It's good. I get the cinnamon a little bit at the end. I get the vanilla. I can't say that I get horchata or don't because I have not had straight up horchata.
I'm sure the horchata probably acts like lactose, right? Instead of using lactose.
No, it totally is, for
right.
sure.
So it's just going to make it creamy.
Yeah.
You're going to get any flavor from it.
Which it is really creamy.
It is creamy, yeah.
It has an incredibly, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, an incredibly dry finish, like almost to the point where I want like a sip of water immediately after. It's so drying. But I like it. It's I would like a little more all of those flavors described. I would like them to be a little more front and center, and they're not, but I do like it. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
Give it a 4.
I think it tastes nice. It's pleasant. It's sweet. It's it's decadent in its own way.
Yeah.
But the flavors are all kind of meshed and mashed, and not really front and center.
So you gave it a 4. I gave it a 3.5. So I gave it a little bit of average. Kind of what you said. I get a touch of cinnamon, and then towards the end I get the vanilla, and it's not a sweet vanilla. Now it's not bitter, but it is vanilla, and it's not sweet. That's all I'm getting. I wish I was getting some amaretto. Amaretto, I can't even say it. Amaretto. Thank you. Amaretto. Because I know what amaretto tastes like, and I'm not getting that. And it'd be nice to get.
I don't get it either.
Well, I think that's a great flavor. I never thought of that before. I think that'd be a great flavor for dark beer. So I wish that was coming out. So from the start to the middle, I get nothing. Then a little bit of cinnamon, and then the vanilla finishes, but it's just straight plain vanilla, no sweetness, no bitterness, just plain vanilla. So it does have a little bit of flavor. I gave it a 3.5, a little above average. That's the only reason, but that's all I get.
Yeah.
And I was expecting a little more. It really was. It's not bad. It's a good beer, but it's just kind of plain.
It is. Not at all what I expected from the description, and like everything.
The lacy,
almonds and vanilla and cinnamon, super sweet.
Yes.
The first thing I honestly get is the booze, which it's only 8%. So in an 8%, your booze should not be front and center. It should be everything else, and maybe a little boozy towards the middle or the end, but 8%, it should be pretty well masked.
I get a lot of vanilla, but it's just a plain vanilla.
I know.
It's just plain vanilla. It's like nothing to it.
Yeah, straight up vanilla is not good unless it's sweetened. It's just, it's pure vanilla extract.
Right.
If you drink extract out of your cabinet before adding sugar or brown sugar, it's like null and void. Like
that's what I'm getting.
It's not good.
You can tell it's vanilla, but it's just kind of plain. So.
Right.
Yeah. So what about texture? 8%.
No, the texture was nice. The texture it's substantial, it's thick, it's creamy. Horchata is described as creamy, which again, I've not had it, but that's definitely coming through. I still have a nice ring that looks creamy. Yeah. So I do like the texture of it, especially considering it's an 8%. I will give it a 4. 4 on texture.
Nice. I give it a 5. I think the textures, this is a great 8% beer, and it's creamy, and if the horchata is what's creating the creaminess, I think a lot more people should use it, because it's a very creamy beer. It's got great body and texture to it. Yeah, this is a great 8%. Like I said, when you poured it, it looked like a 10, but just the texture of it, the lacing, like I love the texture of this beer, so I gave it a 5. I really like the texture of this beer.
Good.
Yeah. So
look at the lacing on your glass.
It's crazy. It doesn't move.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it just doesn't move, and it's still creamy, and so yeah, I give it a 5. So what about the finish?
The finish.
Get that vanilla.
I'm getting the vanilla, and I get this odd, like floral notes, floral.
Do you?
Sense and taste in my mouth, which I'm not loving that. It's very dry, and there's not really there's very little bitterness, but the floral aspect is throwing me off. I don't like that. I don't enjoy it, but I like that it's dry and everything does dissipate quickly.
Yeah.
So the little bit of floralness that I'm getting is kind of here and gone. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 on the finish.
Nice. Yeah, I gave it an average. I gave it a 3. I like the finish, okay, but I don't like, you get the floral. I don't get the floral. I get that plain vanilla, and it doesn't linger too long. It lingers a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it kind of finishes dry, which I like, but it lingers a little too long for me. But it's all vanilla for me. I'm not getting the floral. I just get that plain vanilla that you want to add some sweetness to it or something, like just a touch of sweetness, or the amaretto would be perfect, I think. So I think, man, this beer could be like really good. I think if they could bump up the amaretto and add some sweetness to the vanilla, I think the cinnamon's, it's good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just a touch of cinnamon. Like, it's very light.
You don't love cinnamon beers, which we've had had some oatmeal cookie beers, which I have loved.
Yeah, and there was a few I liked.
And the cinnamon was just perfect. Yeah. But sometimes it can be like overwhelming.
Yes.
This one could use actually more cinnamon.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So for a total, Janet, what do you give High Wire Brewing Horchata 10W-40?
I gave it a 4.1 out of 5.0.
You liked it?
I did like it.
Yeah. It's a well-brewed beer. It's a really good brewed beer.
It was. Appearance was my top category. Like, it poured just beautifully. Like, masterpiece, right?
It's still.
He just took his last drink, and look at that.
No, it's a well-brewed beer.
It's like a stained glass, piece of art.
It's crazy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Appearance, taste, and texture, I remain solid at a 4. The finish is where it kind of lost me. I mean, a 3.5, which is still,
it needs to be a touch sweeter.
Above average.
Yeah.
I agree with you completely. The vanilla, the amaretto, the cinnamon, those flavors aren't going to come out if the sweetness is not there, and the sweetness was lacking. So those things all seemed almost on the bitter side, or dry, or the artificials. I don't think they're artificial, but
no, they don't taste artificial.
Right, but just again, as a baker, if you don't add sweetness to bring out those components, they're going to be lost in the mix or taste bitter. Okay. So that's kind of where this was at for me. This was my first High Wire beer, and I know they brew a ton of darks, and they all sound so good to me. Yeah. So I'm in. I will try others and look forward to them, but still a 4.1 is a great number. I was expecting a lot more sweetness and amplified, bumped up flavors, where everything was kind of a little lost in the mix.
Yeah.
What's your number?
I give it a 3.7, so almost a 4, which I think it's a well-brewed beer, and obviously, like we talked, Asheville is one of the places I would love to go. I'd love to go there. They have the Overland Expo East there. Like
I've been there.
It's a great place, Asheville.
It is great.
And they have a lot of breweries. So for Highwire to be there since 2015 and have all these, they're a great brewery. I think this beer is well brewed. I'm with you. The vanilla just didn't have any sweetness. It was just kind of plain vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon. I didn't get the amaretto, which I wish I could get a little more of that. But man, just a touch more sweetness. The texture was right on, the appearance. Like it's a great beer. Like there's so many variants of this that I can't wait to find more and try them, because if they're using this as a base and then doing all the variants, I can't wait to try them. So yeah, I gave it a 3.7. You gave it a 4.1. Gumbo Mud Review is a 3.9. So right at a 4. It's a good beer. It's a really good beer. And we can both tell it's a well brewed beer. They know what they're doing.
For sure.
So it's just that little lack of a little bit of sweetness from all the flavors, which we find this out a lot in beers. And when you put too many flavors in, they kind of fight each other.
Yep.
Where maybe you dumb it down a little bit, so those few flavors, those 2 or 3 flavors come out. Yeah.
Even just not. I agree. Like too many flavors in the mix can get lost. But I'm telling you, if you just add more sweetness, it's going to enhance all of those things. Like it's baking 101.
Right.
So maybe like, I don't know, maybe explore that, tinker with it. See what it does.
Which they might have variants that are sweeter.
Right.
Which we got to find. So maybe it's just this one is what it is, and they have a sweeter one. So
and it's not. This isn't bitter or bad.
No, it's not bitter at all. I don't think it's bitter.
I do enjoy it, and I get a little taste of everything, with the exception of the amaretto. I don't get that, but I get the cinnamon. I get the vanilla.
No, it said a chocolatey finish. I didn't get a chocolatey finish. It was a vanilla finish.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would love to try the other variations.
Oh yeah, we're gonna find those.
And another company that had a knockout website, like all their locations and what's on tap, what they're brewing, like.
We're gonna try to visit all their locations.
I've been to the Biltmore Estates.
Yes.
And
North Carolina,
I loved it, and I have not been back in a long time. So
yeah, we'll definitely make a trip there. And this is on the top of our list. Highwire comes well recommended, and they have so many breweries, and it's just a well-brewed beer. So yeah, Gumbo Mud Review is a 3.9 for Horchata 10W-40 from Highwire Brewing. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this review of this amazing beer, and click the like and share button and share it with everyone, and click the subscribe button for more dark beers review. We're going to bring you a ton of them. So new year, ton of reviews.
I'm kind of obsessed with your glass right now. Like, whenever have we finished a beer and it's
still coated.
Like, it's a beautiful thing.
No, it's still coated. It's great. Like, it's,
nice job. Highwire.
Yeah, Highwire.
Anyway, please find us and follow us on Instagram. It's Gumbo Mud, MUDD. We put out several posts a week. We do giveaways and post pictures of our travels and all sorts of fun stuff. So find us, follow us, send us a comment that you are on our page.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the next review. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.